short novel, chapter 1. Alright, good evening everybody. My name is Ed Ernigan. I'm honored to be one of the groomsmen for this very special occasion. I just want to start by thanking Jam and Ro, and the Carson family, Jim and Ro, and the Carson family, and the Barrett family, for all their hard work in planning such a beautiful wedding and such a wonderful location. You guys are awesome. Jim and Ro asked me to speak at the reception tonight, mainly because I was the one who introduced the two of them back in May of 2008.
Yeah, no.
We're not sure on the exact. Ro told me, and Ro knows. Women know this sort of thing. May 2008. So, sorry about that. Jem is someone who is really a great friend of mine, but in reality is much more than that. Much closer to a brother, really, in terms of how he has treated me and always been there for me, when I needed him, and I really appreciate also how his family has welcomed me and really treated me like one of their own, and I'm truly grateful for everything that the Carson family has done for me. So I really seem much more like a brother. So, and like a good brother, I hope you forgive me for the things I'm about to say. And Ro, incidentally, I've always kind of seen a little bit like a sister, because I'm a little bit protective of Ro, and so my brother and my sister together at last. We're in California, so it's cool. No problem. So Jem and I met back in high school, back in Phillips Academy in Andover, and Phillips Academy. But we didn't really hang out too much there. I was a year older, varsity athlete. Jem's hair was like down to his shoulders. I already had a girlfriend, and so there was really no point. We reunited though about 7 years later, in 2005, after a chance meeting at a bar in Chicago. He had cut his hair, and we've been close ever since. Our friendship became even closer after we had the opportunity to travel together, which I really think is the key to truly getting to know somebody really well. So Jem and I have been to Turkey together twice, and then most recently we've been to Madrid and Pamplona in Spain. And I just wanted to talk about Pamplona briefly. It's a good story to illustrate some points about my dear friend. So we went to Pamplona to run with the bulls, which, as you might have heard, is dangerous. And so you need to prepare. And so I spent like 10 hours. I went online, I read blogs, reviews from runners. I watched footage, I memorized the route. Jem read an article on the plane, like 80% photos. So we get there, first day of the festival, it's super exciting, and our plan was that we were gonna watch the bulls run, and then we would run the following day. Because everything I read, everyone's gotta watch first, then run, watch first. So, but we get there, of course, it's the place is pulsating. It's an incredible environment. I'd highly recommend it to all single, non-married, non-child people, But incredible environment, we're all excited. So Jem turns to me and he says, let's just run tomorrow. I don't think it'll be that bad. So I was a little nervous, but I was not that bad. These are 1,300-pound bulls. They spend their whole lives being abused by human beings, and they have 3 minutes, in Pamplona to get revenge, on mankind, in the street. So I was shouldn't we should get, prepare? No, he's look, But he's like, no, and Jem can be very persuasive, as some of you might know, and he quantifies risk for a living. So I was like, I figured he did some sort of advanced calculation in his head, and I was like, alright, I'm sure it's fine, whatever. So we went out the next morning, it's like us, 1,500 drunk Spaniards, tourists. We weren't drunk, thankfully. But 6 pissed off bulls, and we're running through Pamplona for our lives. And we get to the finish line, somehow we run to the arena, and I'm like elated. We've survived, thank God, it's like a miracle, and just like super excited. And Jem, we're just like on cloud 9, we're so excited. And then Jem turns to me, he's like, all right, let's do it again tomorrow. and at this point, Jem remembers I just said some very inappropriate things to Jem. I was just like, this, that, and the other, I can't really say it here. But it was, I was like, no way. But in any case, Jem, true to his spirit of adventure and constant quest to get the most out of every experience, went off again on his own, mind you. And all the while back in the hotel, I was like, how am I going to find a replacement room, for Ro in time for this fancy wedding? I was like flipping out. But then I got Superman here, comes back unscathed, and here he is tonight. So Ro now, also a superwoman of sorts, not so much in like a bull dodging sort of way, but kind of more in a fashion forward sort of way. So, see, Ro knows the story I'm going to tell, because 6 years ago I was like, I'm going to tell the story at your wedding. So many of our friends here are doctors, and we trained together at, we did what we call residency together at Northwestern Chicago. And Rohini was a brand new intern, like a little baby, when I was she was like starting off in her first year, when I was a third-year resident in the coronary care unit in the CCU at Northwestern. And she was just starting off. And in the CCU, when we go to work, pretty much everyone wears scrubs, the hospital-issued green uniforms, because we're doing procedures, blood can spray up, and it's like, not all the time, we're good, but once in a while. But in any case, we wear scrubs. So, Rohini shows up to work, first day. Really nice, beautiful dress, high heels, hair like makeup, not this dress, but But so we teased her a little, but she wasn't on call or anything like that, and we're like, okay, not a big deal, this and that. So 3 days later, it was time for Rohini to take overnight call, and everyone, the other doctors are excited to see, we're going to see Rohini in scrubs. So when you're on call, basically, you have to sleep in those little dirty little call rooms, and you can't. You can't wear pajamas, so you got to pretty much wear scrubs. Rohini shows up for call once again, dressed as is, dressed to the nines, like she's going to prom. And this totally blew my mind, because I was like, I think this is everything this girl owns. This is like, she's going to sleep in this, and it's going to be like, I was like amazed. So around 5 p.m., Rose snuck off. I don't know where she went, but like Superwoman, I think she found like a phone booth or something. Quick changes, comes back in scrubs. I think we all cheered. Find out Rohini had become a doctor. Incidentally, this was like Rose's routine for the whole month. Over. It didn't matter though how much we teased her and gave her a hard time. She stuck to her guns. She didn't care. She was not going to compromise her passion and integrity for the slobs that we were. So part of why I wanted to tell these two stories is to illustrate a common trait that both Jem and Rohini possess. That is that they are both very independent, autonomous, and the kind of people that really are not afraid to blaze their own trails. And the reality is that even had they not met, they both, would be able to lead very fulfilling lives on their own. What makes their union so special is that they recognized and continue to recognize that by combining and sharing their unique energies, creativity, and zest for life, they're able to experience this journey in a way that is infinitely more thrilling, rewarding, and meaningful than if they were traveling alone. And so, I couldn't be any more happy that I was somehow involved in bringing my two great friends together, and I couldn't be any more excited for you guys to set off on your new journey together as one. So, if we could raise our glasses. To Jem and Ro. Cheers.
Good job, dude.
Nice. Thanks for videotaping, man. Hi,